to Football Game Plan's Fantasy Football Special. I'm Emory Huntazar, the Playbook, sitting next to Cornell Hunter. Now we're going to talk about running backs in this situation. We know a lot about running backs. You was an outstanding running back yourself as well as I was. But who's the #1 rated running back? Me aside, who's the #1 rated running back on your list for this fantasy football season?
The #1 rated running back is obviously Lesean McCoy. This guy is dangerous. I mean, he can take it from anywhere on the field, hand him the ball, he can go the distance, get him a screen play. It's almost illegal because he's so dangerous. You can't get your hands on him in the open field. The guy is just ultra explosive. He makes some plays where he takes negative yardage, but you gotta love him and live with it because this guy is gonna help you more than he's gonna hurt you. Lesean McCoy, hands down, most elusive, most electrifying back in the league at this point.
He's a throwback. He could have played in any era. Any era. Is a great running back. Who's #2?
#2, Matt Forte. This guy, I mean, I don't know what was going on with Chicago waiting so long to lock this guy up, but Matt Forte has a skill set that any running back would love to have. Matt Forte can run the ball. He's powerful. He can catch the ball. Matt Forte, I love his game. So between the tackles, outside, last year he showed what he can do on screen passes. He's been doing that his whole career. You discovered this guy when he was at Tulane University, and he hasn't dropped off ever since I've watched any tape of him. So Matt Forte, look for him to have a big year in Chicago.
He's a Ollie Matson clone. If you go back and look at Ollie Matson from the 50s with the Chicago Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams at the time, Ollie Matson is Matt Forte. Matt Forte is Ollie Matson. Who's #3? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say this for the fantasy people who may not think that we're saying things that make sense. Is that Matt Forte with this offense, with the weapons around him, he's gonna. I just expect him to explode this year. That's why I'm so high on Matt Forte.
1,300 yards easy on the ground and probably 500 yards receiving. It's going to be that dangerous type of offense out there in Chicago. Let's move on to #3. Who you have on your list?
#3 is another guy I've always admired is Ray Rice. Ray Rice, short, stocky, powerful, always finds the lane, very tough to bring down, and when you come to tackle, you better be ready to tackle a man because this guy runs very hard and he can make you miss as well. So Ray Rice and that Baltimore offense, they run the ball a lot. Harbaugh loves to pound it, and Ray Rice is his guy.
And the good part about the Ray Rice situation is that Cam Cameron finally figured out that, hey, we can turn around and give this guy the ball and we can still win.
Exactly.
Finally figured out how to play offense with the weapons. I like Flacco, I like Ray Rice. They got a lot of good things going on in Baltimore. Who's #4 on your list?
#4 is Arian Foster. I mean, this guy, when you put on the tape, so patient, and he's bigger than he appears. Most people don't realize how big this guy is, but Arian Foster is a big back, and he has great vision, great patience. I mean, the stiff arm he laid down in the playoff game was just ridiculous, and he's just been consistent. So at this point, to think that he won't do it is not logical. This guy has been consistent for the past 2 years, had a great year last year, so I expect more of the same, especially in that Gary Kubiak system.
Yeah, running that zone, you have to have vision, you have to have acceleration, and his acceleration is something I haven't seen in a very long time at this level. What about #5? What rounds up the top 5?
#5, Maurice Jones-Drew. Jones-Drew, this guy is really Mighty Mouse for real. This guy, forget the stature, he's a rock. The guy has vision, has speed, he gets in the open field, and he's very hard to tackle, and that's another guy who's the model of consistency. Came out of the league as a second-round back, and ever since he got the starting role, he's proven that if you give him the ball, he can make things happen.
And you also have to factor in their quarterback situation. It's not going to be pretty.
Yes.
So he's going to get the carry, and he's going to get the dump offs. So he's going to put up a lot of points. Now moving on to #6, who just missed your top 5?
#6 will be Ryan Mathews out in San Diego. This is a guy who I've always liked coming out of Fresno State. And this is a guy that runs with power. He has very elite agility. One thing we always talk about him, he needs to slow down a bit. He could have a whole lot more yards. And that's a task saying that this guy almost averaged 5 yards a carry last year. He went over 1,000 yards. I believe that if he slowed his pace down a little bit, Ryan Mathews would be a top 5 back in this league.
Yeah, patience is key as a running back. You have to learn that you can't hurry to the line before the blocking opens up. You got to be patient. Who's #7?
#7 would be Chris Johnson. Now here's a guy you talk about that ran for over 2,000, was at the top of his game a few short years ago, and I look for him to bounce back after the tough year he had last year. Chris Johnson is ultra explosive, and once again he's in a situation where they have a young quarterback. The quarterback situation isn't too settled in Tennessee, so I look for Chris Johnson to carry more of a load. old. They brought him back slowly last year because of the time he missed. So he'll have a full training camp this year. I look for him to have maybe a 1,300 yard season.
I honestly think if they throw Locker in there, he's going to go back to the 1,500 yards because Locker can move, and we know about the mobile quarterback taking away the backside defensive end, opening up more running lanes. So I think that's where they need to go. Although I like Hasselbeck, but they want to see Chris Johnson get back to those yards. You got to go to the mobile guy and Jake Locker. So who's number 8?
Number 8 would be Rashard Mendenhall of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's a guy you're talking about, has all of the combination of size, power, and speed that you look for. He's very, very agile, and you know in Pittsburgh they're going to run the ball.
Correct.
So you look for Rashard Mendenhall to put up some numbers. Here's a guy that led his team to the Super Bowl. You know, I mean, he's a very, very useful back, and I love his skill set. The guy is a danger with the ball in his hand.
Now, he may be coming back a little bit later from injury, but this is a guy, once he gets on the field, may not see the field for the first 2 games, but I know he's going to play catch up. I know this guy's going to do a great job because he has that acceleration, has that burst. He's going to rip off long runs to make up for the lost time. Who's number 9 on your list?
Number 9, you look at a guy who had a breakout year last year. You hate to call it a breakout year because he's such a good back, but I look at Marshawn Lynch down in Seattle. Here's a guy, once again, has that type of power you look for, and don't let his power fool you. We always talk about how this guy has great agility. He can make you miss, but he knows when to use his power. He uses it selectively. So Marshawn Lynch, and you know he's the top guy in Pete Carroll's system. After the year he had last year, you know they're going to come back and see if he can do it again. So I look for Marshawn Lynch to have another great year.
And who rounds out your top 10? I like Marshawn Lynch a lot. He's going to need a lot of help in that backfield, Robert Turbin, but that is a very good running back.
My number 10 running back is Steven Jackson in St. Louis. And once again, this is another guy. This is the motto throughout with the running back position, is consistency. If you prove to me that you can do it over and over again, Steven Jackson has been a force in this league for a long time now. Last year, he missed some time with a hamstring injury that never really got back right until later in the year. But you know for a fact that he's healthy, he's getting the ball. So drafting Steven Jackson is never a bad idea.
And Jeff Fisher is Latin for what?
Run the ball.
Exactly. So you're going to see a lot of running the football for Steven Jackson as they try to ease the passing game going. But I like what St. Louis is building out there. Jeff Fisher and company doing a great job with that ball club. So let's take a look at your list, the rest of your list from 11 through 32.
Adrian Peterson is returning from injury, so you look for Toby Gerhardt to get the bulk of the carries early on in the season. Michael Turner should have a solid year again for the Falcons. They may want to throw the football a little bit more, so that may hurt his yards. Fred Jackson may get his time cut in half by C.J. Spiller, so that's something you want to watch there. Sean Green's going to get a heavy carry load for the New York Jets. Frank Gore may get his yards cut in half due to the crowdedness that's going on in the backfield with all those guys. They have only one football. How will he get those carries? Trent Richardson should have a solid rookie season. He's going to get the bulk of the carries for the Browns. Darren McFadden for the Raiders. They're moving to a zone offense. He struggled in that same offense a couple years ago, so how well will he do? That's a big question. Darren Sproles will get you points as far as in the pass game, the return game, and also out of the backfield. You look at Donald Brown, has the benefit of playing with a rookie quarterback, so he's going to get his fair share of carries. DeMarco Murray may be a sleeper if he can stay healthy. He's going to do a great job of gaining yards. Downfield has the big play threat of having that breakaway speed. Ahmad Bradshaw has to stay healthy as well, and also has to keep a young guy in David Wilson off the field. Willis McGahee, how well can he do without Tim Tebow? That's the biggest question. Beanie Wells is coming back, had a stellar year, but also he gets his running mate back, Ryan Williams, so he's going to have some of his carries split. Jamal Charles is returning from a gruesome ACL injury. How fast will he be after that injury? That's the biggest question. Roy Helu is a part of a three-headed monster back there with Tim Hightower and Evan Royster, and also now RG3. LeGarrette Blount will split time with Doug Martin, so that's going to cut his yards in half. Mark Ingram is a guy that is in that crowded Saints backfield, so he may or may not get carries from week to week. Doug Martin, we already mentioned, with LeGarrette Blount. James Starks coming in with the Packers. They don't run the ball at all, so that's why he's this far on the list. Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams are guys that will split carries and get minimal yards. Look between 700 to 800 between the both of those guys. CJ Spiller is a guy that may vault up this list if they give him carries. Ryan Williams comes back from injury, so he should see some time in the backfield. David Wilson is a rookie that should also see time. And keep an eye on Ben Tate. Almost rushed, well, he rushed for 1,000 yards last year, but this guy does have a lot of talent. So he's a guy that you may want to pick up as your number 2 option. And don't forget about Felix Jones. This guy can still get you a bunch of points in the return game.
What do you have this guy rated?
I have him as my 19th best long snapper, and if he have a great pro day, he could easily move up.
Oh, I've seen many guys skyrocket up the boards after a pro day. Forget the tape, go to the pro day.
It's the best form of information.
It's almost as good as the combine.